Dylan got it bumping.
It take a certain type of motivation. Not to say I hope I make it, but to know I'll make it.
Welcome to another episode of I Am the Change podcast, brought to you by DTR Incorporated, a nonprofit organization geared toward uplifting, inspiring, and empowering communities all over the world. I am Charisse, and I am here with the fabulous Ashley Sims. Hi, Ashley.
Hello, Charisse. I do apologize for moving my camera around while you were doing that beautiful introduction. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. This is why I love our podcast, because it's so genuine and so real.
It is.
And not scripted.
Absolutely. There you go. Not at all.
So I have you back for some more travel tips. It is
honey.
The holidays, and I know travel is super duper crazy right now. So I just want to give our people just some more tips to travel during the holidays, because the holiday travel and regular travel are two totally different things.
Yes.
So that's what we're here for today.
So this is what we're going to do. You give me a question as if you're traveling.
Okay, we could role play. I like that. So we're gonna start.
Start from you leaving your house.
Okay. How much time do I give myself?
Usually we give an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's regular travel. You want to give yourself at least 3 hours to get to the airport. Now, you have to understand, you have to know your area. You have to think about construction. Everybody is remodeling and rebuilding. So you have to think about the area of your airport. You also have to think about if you're going to park your car there or if you're going to Uber there. If you're going to Uber there, then you have some wiggle room, because all you're doing is jumping out the car. Right. But if you're parking, you want to know where you're parking, how far, what level, how much you want to pay, because that adds up. Know how much you're going to pay, and you're going to hear me say this a lot. Get the app for the airport that you're going to or leaving out of.
Not just for the airline, but for the actual airport too.
Absolutely, for the actual airport. And these are not a lot of people don't like apps on their phone. That's fine. A lot of people. Absolutely. That's perfectly fine. All you needed is to travel. You take it right off when you're done with your travel. That's it. That's all.
Okay, so you say 3 hours, not 3 hours to get there, 3 hours from the process of by the time I get on the plane, I need to give myself 3 hours prior.
Yes, because it's travel time. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. This is travel. This is travel time. So you have to think about, you've already gotten to the airport, right? Mm-hmm. You've already parked or you've already Ubered, got your stuff out. Now you are trying to figure out where to go. Again, depending on your airport, whether it's a small airport or big airport, you're trying to figure out where's my airline? Because sometimes when you pull up and you get dropped off right under the sign, it's not usually where the front desk is. Some airports are stretched out. That could put you in the location of your airline, but not at the front desk of your airline. Okay. So we've pulled up. We've gone into the airline. We're freaking out. Okay, where's everything? Where's my airline? Who do I talk to? Who do I do? First of all, I need y'all to calm down. Before y'all leave that house, I need y'all, if you pray, I need you to pray. Mm-hmm. Whatever calms your nerves, I need you to do it. Now, here's the thing. I have a mother who her anxiety and my anxiety goes
together.
The roof. So if you are that person who gets anxiety, who is like, I need to do this, I need to do that, calm down, because that's not going to make anything but it's going to start the snowball effect of your trip not going right. Right. So you go to the front desk and you don't have your ticket.
It's more than one front desk. So this is the front desk, where you have to weigh your bag and check your bag.
That is correct. That is your check-in process. That is the desk that you go to if you do not have your boarding pass or if you want to check your bag. That is where you go. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we have a line for the check-in spot. We have a line for the security. Mm-hmm. So that's where your 3 hours comes in at. That's where that chunk of time comes in at, because you have people who come up. You might be behind me, right? And I might come up to the person. I'm like, hey, I want to check my bag and get my boarding pass. Okay, photo ID, da 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 da. My dog Pookie was supposed to come, and I just could not get him to come, and so we got that all care. And mind you, you behind me like, sis, other
And I
people
think
gotta.
too, and it's funny. So I know, as you know, as an employee, you have to be polite. But I think
Absolutely.
because people are so self-absorbed that they forget. Like, everybody behind me trying to travel and do the same thing. This is not the
Absolutely.
time to become one with your gay agent. It's not the
Absolutely.
time. Like, become one with the
Absolutely.
person on the plane with you, or the person you're sitting next to in the waiting area for the plane. But
Right.
not
Right.
when we're trying to check in, because I'm that one time myself, we what's the she
Right.
don't care.
Right.
That's me.
Right. 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 So you have to be mindful. That's where your chunk of time comes in at. What I suggest is that one, when you bring in all those bags that you're traveling with, when you bring in all those gifts that you're traveling with, I want you to have your photo ID. That's number one. Your photo ID in your auntie purse. Okay. If you're traveling with a female, put all the IDs in your auntie purse. Okay. Because that's the easy access. Okay.
Right.
That's all we need. Photo ID. That's it. When I tell you traveling could be the easiest thing in life, but we overthink so much as travelers that we think we need so much more. If you're traveling international, then you need your passport. Your identification is the most important thing when you travel.
Because
Everything
the
else,
passport is your ID at that point. So that's the
it
only thing.
is.
Yeah.
It is. But some people think that they can use, some people travel with just their passport. We good. That's it. But some people travel with both. So if you want to travel both, if you're traveling international, we just need the identification that we need because you traveled to get you where you need to get to. And then you want to think about TSA. So you finish that, you checked in, you got your stuff.
Let's back up. Let's talk
Okay.
about the people that want to argue with the 50-pound rule.
Okay.
And
So
I got to leave stuff. I need another bag, and I got to bring all of this, and da 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 da.
yes.
It has to go with me. Like,
yes. When you check, when you know that that's $1 million question. Why? When you are knowing that you are checking in the bag, again, this is for your preparation. This is the time allowed it. So it's not that we want you to be in the boarding area and buy the food in the food court, buy the souvenir. It's not that. It's for you to be calm and to prepare for your travel. When you go to check in your bag and you are not sure if that bag is overweight or underweight, there are several scales before you get in that line so that you can check your bag before putting it on that scale. Okay. And then at that point, when you find that other scale, you can then argue with your family as to why sister girl got 50 pair of shoes for a 2-night stay, or why your son or daughter got all the game consoles in their bag, and we just gonna be with family all day. You're not gonna have time to play the game. Okay. So my suggestion is to always put a soft duffel bag in your carry-on bag. Always be prepared. It's good to overthink. It's good to overthink, but overthink smart. Put a soft duffel bag in your check bag so that when you do run into that problem, you take everything out and put it in that bag. Nobody said you can't put a bag in a bag. That's not the problem. But pack smart, travel smart. Put a soft bag in your check bag so you won't have that conversation. So when I come to you and I say, Ms. Lovett, your bag is 52.5. So I need you to take 2.5 pounds out of your bag. And you respond, what you mean? I can't. Or, Miss Lovett, you could pay $100 or whatever the fee is to take that overweight. So you have options. You can pay $100 or whatever the fee is for the airlines to pay for that overweight bag, or you can be prepared and have that soft bag in your check bag so that you can transfer those things out.
And this soft bag, it needs to, now this soft bag becomes a carry-on.
It can, because if you think about it, if you put a soft duffel bag in, usually duffel bags are in a medium size. You don't really get a small petite one. That's really for makeup or clippers or your man bag, woman bag, whatever. It's a medium-sized bag. So at that point, you could probably fit the stuff that you're trying to carry on in that bag.
Into that one bag. Oh, because we really don't need to have the pocketbook on our arm and everything like that. Okay.
Preach,
You know.
preach, preach.
Yes. So once we have made it past the check-in for with our boarding pass and our luggage.
Yes. Yes.
And now we go to this dreaded TSA line. And so what I've been researching because I was prepared for this.
Yes.
TSA pre-check is no longer sometimes a faster option because everybody is getting TSA pre-check. And it is actually not that expensive to get. So people are like, oh, I actually can get TSA pre-check. And I have flown and the TSA pre-check line was actually longer than the regular TSA line. And I'm looking at y'all like,
Right.
So
it's popularity. Mm-hmm. People think that when they don't think about the time that they travel. Mm-hmm. So when you see a TSA line and nobody's in it versus Christmas time, New Year's Eve time, you know, and the line is long, you just as regular as everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Regular schmegler. So
exactly.
And I think what I see and what frustrates me, I prepare myself to take my shoes off in the TSA line, right? Because there's some machines that don't require your shoes to go off. But in my mind, because I don't know the difference in the machines, they all look the same. They all are just very intimidating. And I just pray that I'm not that person they pick out to have to fondle on. So I prepare myself. What I can't stand is the person that's there. I got to take my shoes off. I don't have any socks. Or I got to put my feet on this nasty ground. Yes, you do. You do. And so that holds up the line when they say, do you have any electronics in your bag? And then you get up there and they're like, oh yeah, I forgot I have a tablet. It's an electronic. You know, like, and everything, like you said, you can find out. You can go to a website. You can find out everything from each part of your travel, what is required and what you need to do. So.
There's even a website, a TSA website that lists everything that you can and cannot bring to the airport. If you're going on somewhere you want to bring alcohol back, there's a list for that. If you want to bring a BB gun back, there's a list for that. There are do's and don'ts on that list. It's specific for TSA travel so that you won't have to, again, traveling could be so easy. Traveling is so easy, but because we as travelers want to do what we want to do, or we as travelers think back in the day when we didn't even have this problem, thinking that it's still okay to do so, that's where we have the problem. So
go ahead.
Mm-hmm, in that travel, that's very smart for you to undress what you may call travel and undress in the line. Get prepared in the line. If you have a group, people need to start thinking as a group. All electronics in this bag. Let's go back to field trips.
Right.
All electronics. Yeah. Let me get you electronics. Start traveling as a group. Start traveling so you won't have that anxiety. Oh my God, we still in this line. Is this person ever going to take their shoes off? You know what I'm saying? So think as a group.
So I wonder if by the time they get to the boarding area, where a lot of attitudes end up coming up because they've been stressed out for the first 2 hours of they're not even on the plane yet, and they got an attitude at the check-in counter and they were stressed out in the TSA line. So by the time they get to the counter at the boarding area, you know, I feel sorry for the people there because they're getting the residual of all that mess that has happened. And so now we've made it to our gate.
Okay.
After they've asked 50 people, where is B, C, D, you know.
Right.
And the numbers. Like the numbers don't mean anything to anybody. But you know, that's your gate number right there, baby.
So let me stop you right there. We're to the point where now we're putting on our belts, we're sliding up our shoes, we're dishing out our electronics to everybody. A lot of people, if you are a social media person, you always see, especially our females, sis, put your head up or your crown is going to fall. Bruh, keep your head up. You up, you know. Mm-hmm. Do the same thing at the airport. Stop looking down. Everything is in the sky. Everything is in the sky.
I like that.
You going in the sky, everything is in the sky. Everything that you need is in the sky. Not only that, if you want to look down, look at your phone. We play games on our phone. We do social media on our phone. We take videos of fights and cursing people out and use your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You can Google your whole flight on your phone. I don't know how, I pray that this reaches several people that travel. Those people who are traveling, who are not from the United States and who are coming into the United States, the people who they're visiting, teach your family members how to use their phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's heartening. It burns me to see people who do not speak English, is not their first language, trying to navigate the airport in America. It kills me because of the language barrier.
Right.
So teach your people who are traveling how to travel. Make sure you get with them before they travel so that they know what things they need to look for. There is nothing in the airport that won't get you to where you need to get to. There's so much directions and so much, but because we go back to being a child and we want people to hold our hands, we don't look for those things. Right. Again, calm down.
So we have finally made it to our gate, and we are waiting to board. So we're gonna do two examples. We're gonna have an easy boarding and a difficult boarding. Okay. So an easy boarding, to me, looks like the announcements they make. You know, our service people in first class or section 1 or however is listed can board now. We already know what, and have the containers there for you to check the size of your bag and everything. And so, you know, we've scanned our boarding pass, either paper or on the phone. Like, and I want to reiterate what you say, because I'm big on not having a whole bunch of stuff in my hand. Like you said, so my ID's in my auntie purse. And I'm going to have my phone out because I'm either, like, while I'm waiting, I'm playing a game or something. Yes. I do my boarding pass on my phone. Yes. So I don't have time to be flipping paper, finding this boarding pass, making sure I have the claim ticket for this luggage. Like, it's all on my phone. And like you said, the app for the airline. And I'm going to have to download the app for the airport. I never thought about that. So I'm going down the jetway, and I am on my plane, and I found my seat, and I'm sitting down. So we're good. No issues.
No issues.
But as our sister cousins that want to act a plum fool at that counter with our poor gate agents who the bag is too big, or, you know, what's the hold up on the plane, and why are we still sitting here, and why is this happening, and why is that happening? And I love, and I think I mentioned this last time, I love the announcement where they're now wanting to do check bags because of the amount of people on the plane and the anticipated amount of carry-ons, and nobody moves. That one tickles my soul. Like, you know that announcement was for us, y'all, right? And I get it, where it ends up being, and I think people's reactions to things should be different, because we talk about time of travel. Yeah. If I am taking the last flight out and the possibility of my plane being delayed or canceled or whatever, then I have a change of clothes in my carry-on. Yes. But if I am doing an earlier flight in the day and I have an option of catching another flight at another time to get to my location, then typically I don't have clothes in my carry-on. So my carry-on is not as big either.
Absolutely.
So those are things people have to think about. Like, if you want to take the last flight of the day, right now, you may be spending the night in the airport. Right. And have the stuff as such that you'll be all right. I mean, you're going to be a little uncomfortable, but have the stuff. And so how do we deal with those irate travelers that boarding is not going as planned?
So as a passenger, I don't want you to deal with an irate customer at all, because that adds fuel to the fire. Unless
Oh, you don't want me in the
is your
background talking about something? I know that's right. Okay.
Then I'm gonna be like, ma'am, this has nothing to do with you.
Okay.
Please mind your business.
Okay.
So unless that is your travel companion, your family member, or whatever, there is no need for you who just met a new best friend to get in that situation at all.
Gotcha.
Nowhere near it. So when it comes to check bags, different airlines do different things. Okay, there's some airlines that you only bring in a book bag, so you might want to roll up that underwear, you might want to roll up that t-shirt, them jeans, the travel stuff, and be about your business.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are some airlines that will check your bag for free at the gate. Now, 9 times out of 10, when an airline needs to check your bag, it's because of the weight of the plane. It's not necessarily when you get on the plane and you say, there's a space right there. There's a space right there. But what passengers fail to realize is that the people behind you or the people in front of you probably got 3 bags stuffed under their seat that the flight attendant's gonna be like, I need you to, can you put that up there, please? Like y'all trying to stuff the whole kitchen sink in the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get it. People are fearful of their bags not getting to their destination when they check their bag. I understand that. I personally had that issue before, so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
However, because I have traveled so much, and a lot of people have, so I'm not making anybody feel any way.
Right.
A lot of people have traveled. I kind of familiarize myself with what I'm packing.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we ask for a check bag, it's your best bet to come to the podium and say, I'll go ahead and check it.
Mm-hmm.
It's your best bet to, to say, can I wait to see if you still need, but I'm willing to check my bag.
Okay.
Those conversations are perfectly fine. And some conversations you don't really have to have because a lot of people are claustrophobic, so they don't like to board during their group number or their group letter because they don't like to stay in that jetway so long.
Got you. Okay.
So there are people that do stay later, but 9 times 10, the end of the line, the later, the bigger number of the end of the line is where we start to check bags or inquire about it because first class all the way towards the middle, then it starts to get full because somebody done bought an extra bag or snuck on an extra bag, so it done took up the space for your partner behind you. So it's just a matter of, and the size of your bag. Just because it's small, it could be too wide. Those spaces aren't that big.
They're not.
And people don't realize that you're taking up somebody else's spot. So, you have to be mindful of not traveling just for you. You travel for the whole plane.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants the same accommodations that you have, whether they're first class or basic economy.
Mm-hmm.
They want the same respect as you. Also, if you have time, I think men would do this more than females, and I'm not being sexist or anything. Take a look at your plane. Are you flying a 737? Are you flying a 321? Are you flying? What are you flying?
I don't know. A plane? No. So, and no, hush your mouth. So I know when I come from Tampa to Raleigh, the plane has always been a smaller plane. I think it's only like, I always get the last row, the row before the flight attendants. I think I'm like on row 21. So it's a small plane.
Absolutely.
So, and I know it's not going to be much headspace in the plane. So we're very mindful when we're flying to, especially if it's a nonstop. When we're flying, then we are on a smaller plane. So
smaller planes, depending on the airlines, when you do a smaller plane, they're always going to ask you to check your bag.
Right.
But you get your bag out on the jet bridge versus getting your bag.
Yes. So and that's one thing I did realize. I was like, oh, like my bag really is not going to get lost because it's getting re-hand delivered to me.
Absolutely.
Right here.
Yep. As soon as you land. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
And usually with small planes, you get like a colored tag versus the sticky long bag tag. So that's the difference too.
Okay. So we have boarded, doors are closed. It's probably less of mask issues now because,
but still wear a mask. please wear a mask. Even of course, we all think that we are free of COVID.
No, it's still out there. It's still out there.
Absolutely. We still got colds. We still got flu. We still got, please wear a mask, even though, and it's totally, the announcements will tell you it is up to your discretion. But we sit so close to each other, front and back, side to side. Just me personally, hand sanitizer.
Oh, yeah, I travel, yeah.
Go back to your COVID traveling days when the doors open. Go back to that. It's holiday time. Kids are back in school. Noses being rubbed.
Yes. And holiday travel too is when you have a lot more kids. So it's a lot more germs floating around.
Absolutely. So, continue to put get those masks back up, get the masks back in stock, get those hand sanitizers back in stock. I'm not going to go as far as gloves, but that's totally up to you. But I do recommend you start. That's our new life. That's our new way of living.
Like for real. It is. Definitely.
That's how I feel. So when we travel, a mask is on point, hand sanitizer is on point, we yucky.
Yeah. So we were in the air and we've gotten to our destination and landed. And for holiday travel, people need to understand, don't have your connecting flight be 45 minutes after you land. Don't have your connecting flight be an hour after you land. Because the airport is busy. So you're dealing with everybody else that's traveling. And you don't...
The doors close 15 minutes prior to departure. The doors close 15 minutes prior to departure. If you book a trip that your plane leaves, and Charisse, you are a highly educated person, very educated.
Okay, thank you.
If your plane leaves at 7:30, what time do you think you should be on that plane?
I need to be on that plane by 7 o'clock, but no later than 7:15.
Your plane departs at 7:30. That means the plane is gone. That does not mean we start boarding at 7:30. Because here's the thing, I want people to think about this. You have to get to that other destination at a certain time because you plan for it. You got dinner meetings. You got a Christmas party. You got a baby Christmas. What makes you think that we're going to load this plane? Y'all know how long it took y'all to get to TSA. What makes y'all think we're going to start loading this plane at 7:30? That's not how that works, people. That's not how this works. Nah.
So, you'll be running. Let me tell you, no, because it just reminds me of Home Alone when they're running through the airport. That's all I think about at the holidays and people traveling, trying to catch a connecting flight that they didn't properly prepare for.
Absolutely.
So, that's just my advice. Just make sure that we're connecting.
Your gates are not always side by side.
And that's another thing too.
If you depart from gate C, you're not going to arrive in gate C. You might be lucky and do so, but you're not going to arrive in gate C. You might arrive in gate A or gate D or gate B or E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L,
and depending on the airport, that means that's a tram ride to
that part.
Yeah.
So again, know your airport. Get the app for the airport.
Downloading the app for the airport.
Now, as we all know, when we travel, if we are not in first class, we're not the first person to get off the plane. So usually there's a line in the middle of the aisle, back to back. People just standing there waiting.
As soon as the plane lands.
If you're anything like me, I wait till everybody gets off. While I'm doing that, my phone is on, the airplane mode is off, and I'm Googling my flight. So that when I get off the plane, I know where I'm headed. But what people tend to do because of the anxiety and because they want people to tell them stuff, they get, where's my gate? Where's my gate? Okay, let me log in. You mean to tell me that you don't know? Okay. Forget it, I'll find it. Okay. Have a good flight.
Right.
Enjoy yourself.
Yes. So, people that's traveling, just be Just be mindful. And again, I think it goes back to that self-absorption, that just thinking about tunnel vision, just thinking about self, and not understanding how it's a domino effect, how your actions or what you're doing now, it has spiraled out of control. And it's affecting everybody else around you. Because and even if I am, and I'm really big on customer service, so even if I've approached an employee of the airport nicely, they may have just been cussed out 30 seconds ago, and so now they have an attitude, and I'm just like, whoa, I'm sorry, I was just asking. And sometimes they don't understand because they get bombarded. It's a lot of people. You're not the only person flying. And I think I remember one night I was talking to you while you were at work, and you were like, yeah, we still have like 100 and some flights coming in tonight. And I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah. But just so these are travel advice. You're gonna do what you want, but
absolutely,
it's the holidays and we don't know what people are going through. It's difficult times for people. People are grieving, missing family. So it's just, to me, this is just the times just to be nice in general.
Absolutely.
You want people to be nice to you, so be nice to other people.
Travel a day before if you can. Travel a day late if you can. I always stick to that. Travel with your chargers. Definitely travel with that. Also,
medicine.
Yes.
Please don't check your meds.
Also, girl, listen.
Please don't check your meds.
Oh my gosh. I just be like, Nana, you take this medicine at this time. I can't go downstairs and get that bag, baby. I can't do it. Now you done missed your whole flight. You gotta go to the hospital. Baby, please. Again, and another thing when I say with that, Nana and Papa, Auntie and Uncle, y'all treat y'all family right. Stop dropping them people off. Stop dropping our seniors off at the airport and having them find their way. If anything, have somebody drive with you so that you can walk in the airport with them so they can get a sense of direction. Now, if you know me personally, Cynthia is not going anywhere by herself. Cynthia gonna get on a plane by herself. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
But how far are you able to walk your loved one? That's a good thing.
That's a great question. You are able. Remember how, I don't know if anybody, but we used to be able to go and sit with somebody when the plane leaves. You can do that. Now they're not gonna let the grandchild's husband, the grandbaby. No, you find one or two people to go back with your loved one until that plane departs. That is a possibility. Now, you also think about parking. You're going to pay for parking, so have somebody drive with you, so that you can be dropped off with your loved one, so that you can go back to the plane with them. Make sure they're fed, make sure they know where they're going. Have somebody on the opposite end also pick them up. Y'all don't understand how the airport is emotional, because I am tied to only do what I can do as far as the company is concerned. If I could take everybody's grandma home, and let me tell you something. I'm that person to be like, where's your daughter? Where's your son? Who dropped you off? Call them. And I'll get on the phone and be like, hey, this is Ashley. I'm with so-and-so. What's your plan? Because either that flight has been delayed, that flight has been canceled because y'all didn't put them on an earlier flight. Y'all put them, again, Cynthia will not, let me tell you something. First of all, she's not going to allow me to not take her nowhere. And I'm just not going to drop her off. The airport, depending on where you're going, the airport is too big, guys.
Yes,
for our seniors, it's too big. You got to be mindful of your loved ones. You got to be mindful of your loved ones. Absolutely. Check the weather. Also check the weather. Please check the weather. The snow is coming. There are delays in the mountains. There's delays. My family is from the Poconos. They got their first set of snow today. So be mindful of the weather. There was something else I wanted to say be mindful of. Use your apps. Use your phone. Use your phone.
It's in your hand. It's in your hand.
You pay for it. Use your phone.
It's in your hand.
The main thing that you thought of traveling during the day versus traveling at night, that was a good one. Just have the
opportunity in case something is canceled or something.
Absolutely.
To be able to still fly out that same day.
Yep. Yep. What we used to know of 24-hour traveling is no longer. Rental places are closing at 11 o'clock, 10:30.
Yes.
Think about things like that. Plan your trip out. And just a small commercial, if you're looking for a planner for traveling, make sure you go to Sims Collections.
I love it. I love it. It's really cute, y'all. It's really cute.
But yeah, y'all, please think about your traveling. Go online, look at if you're traveling with your animals, look at that. Yes, there's a fee to travel with your animals on certain airlines. Ladies, if you are traveling with your babies, y'all don't need as much as the baby does. And I mean that by saying you probably need to change your clothes if something happens and your wallet. That is it. The baby needs more food, whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
Toys,
put all that stuff in a baby bag, because a baby bag is what you may call like a medical situation. That's not necessarily a bag that we count in some airlines. Check that. When you bring the stroller, ladies, holding them babies in front of you, trying to do the care. Bring the stroller. You can have that check. That is for a baby. Do not think that your stroller cannot be checked at the gate, because it can. Bring the baby stroller, because y'all be struggling having the baby here, holding bags, and it's not the time for that. Bring the stroller.
Well, there we go. Our time is winding down, and I appreciate you.
Anytime.
So, again, our holiday travel tips with Ashley. I appreciate you being here again.
Absolutely.
For us. And
Anytime.
so, y'all heard it here. Please just be kind and just think before you go.
Yes.
And plan ahead.
Absolutely.
So, until next time.
Of course, if you have any questions about travel, this is a general answer. This is for not a specific airline. This is for just airline and travel in general. Feel free to go ahead and list your question. Either I or Charisse will definitely get back to you with a decent answer. We're not going to say the exact answer, but please.
It'll start you somewhere.